Namaste. Welcome back. Today we are going to be experiencing the quiet meditation of Yoga Nidra. In my third chapter of my book, Apple in My Truck, I talk about an experience I had, just one experience that I had, as I guided a group in a Yoga Nidra class. The title of my chapter is called Wing It. I won't actually read you the part how I had to wing it one day in Yoga Nidra, but I will read the very beginning of this chapter to you. And if you're just tuning in to my readings, just know that my memoir, which is just a small bite of my life, has been released. And I will put the link below if you'd like to order a copy. If not, stay tuned for readings from me each week. I'm glad you're here. This chapter takes place in the year 2013. My assigned work shifts had been scheduled as 24 hours on duty and 48 hours off duty. When I worked an overtime shift, this meant I was on duty for 48 hours straight. I put in as many overtime shifts as I could. If I wasn't working more than one job, I felt lost. During most of my full-time 14-year career with the fire department, I kept part-time jobs, which included teaching CPR or advanced cardiac life support classes and working as a paramedic on an ambulance. One Christmas season, I even worked as a waitress. I worked long hours and never seemed to be able to manage my money wisely. After I'd hung up my fire department badge for good in 2011, I went from a six-figure income as a captain, paramedic, hazardous materials technician, down to the income of a donation-based yoga teacher. I no longer counted that fat overtime deposits. Instead, I learned how to count my many blessings. Of course, I was grateful that Peter had supported me financially through my career change as well. One night, a new student, Becky, came to my Yoga Nidra class. I made eye contact with her. "Welcome, please sign in." When she reached for the pen, I noticed her hand shaking. "How are you feeling today?" She looked directly at me and began listing off all of the medical specialists she'd been seeing over the years. Without slowing her breath as she signed in, she told me, "None of my doctors can help me with any of my medical problems." Her list of diagnoses and medications seemed endless, and she spoke so quickly that neither of us could keep up with it. I have noticed that when people around me become excited, I remain calm. Apparently, I developed that skill while working for the fire department. My yogic tools of moving towards a state of peace only add additional support. I took a slow, deep breath and released an audible sigh. This helped Becky to calm down and stop talking for a moment. And at that point, I think I will also stop talking.